Are you winning the inner game of wealth? As you know, winning the game of wealth involves learning the financial skills that are necessary to navigate through the crazy maze of financial mastery and reach your financial goals. But more importantly, you have to create the inner game, or what I call the mindset for wealth. It also involves understanding your belief systems around money. Now, if you don't know what belief systems are, that's another whole conversation. But your belief systems are either serving you in growing your wealth, or they're holding you back from winning your wealthy game. And I've seen this time and time again. So I want you to consider these questions. Just ponder on these for a few moments, maybe make some notes, journal about them, definitely have some conversations with people. But number one, are my beliefs holding me back from winning the wealthy game? As you start to consider this concept that you have money beliefs, step back and ask yourself a couple of questions like, number one, are my beliefs holding me back from winning the wealthy game? Number two, is this belief serving me? So if I have a belief that I can't make all the money that I deserve, or that, wealth is reserved for a select few people, or money is the root of all evil, ask yourself, where did you get these beliefs from? And are these beliefs holding you back from winning the wealthy game? Most of the time, what I find is some people have these beliefs that they've adopted from the age of 0 to 10 around money, and those beliefs are things that they're still operating under 10, 20, 30 years later. The next thing to take a look at is, how does money make you feel? Be honest with yourself. What are the emotions that come up when you start thinking about money? When you think about money in your life, are you excited to pay your bills, or do you get frustrated because there's never enough money at the end of the month? When you think of money, are you inspired? Are you hopeful? Are you empowered? Do you get excited? Or, like most people, do you get anxious? Do you get despondent? Do you get hopeless? Or maybe even get angry because you've got to deal with money in your life and you just wish it would go away altogether? This is going to tell you a lot about how you've been hardwired for wealth, or how you've been hardwired for scarcity. So do yourself a favor, tell yourself the truth, and ask yourself, how do you really feel most of the time around money? Because this is what you're wired for. The next thing to ask yourself is, what action should I be taking towards wealth every day? Now, when you start asking what actions you should be taking, the beliefs that pass through your mind are going to tell you how you've been programmed. If you believe, and if you start to tell yourself, the actions I should take today are to share my products and services with more people, well, that's a positive moving forward action, which means you probably have a positive belief. But if you say, well, nobody's going to want my products, people have already heard this before, or why would people follow me? I'm not successful. That's going to lead you to the types of actions that keep repeating the same financial reality over and over, which nobody wants to keep repeating the same financial reality. So take a look at your beliefs, take a look at your feelings, take a look at your actions. Now, this is one that most people don't consider, but ask yourself this. How does this money belief that you have, or all these beliefs you have about money, affect your environments? Are you living in an environment that is inspiring you? Or when you look around your office, you look around your home, you look around the places that you visit, are these things actually a constant reminder of how you haven't achieved wealth? I believe that people's environments are working on them 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And your environments are way stronger than your willpower. So, if for whatever reason you've been trapped in environments around lack and scarcity, instead of being in environments of abundance and opulence, experience what it's going to be like to go around opulent places and go to a nice hotel, or go test drive a beautiful car, go to an abundant part of the city, and see how you think and feel differently. This is one of my favorite tools to inspire people to start to look at changing their beliefs and changing their environments. Now, diving back into the beliefs. If your beliefs are holding you back from creating ultimate wealth, ask yourself, are you ready to give up fear as a response to wealth? Now, I know this may seem crazy to think that you've hardwired yourself to have fear around wealth, but this is pretty typical, actually. Now, if you're not ready to give up fear, and this need for fear, or this false belief that somehow fear is helping you instead of hurting you, then you're trapped in your reality. If you are ready to give up this belief, if you're ready to give up your relationship with fear and lack and scarcity, then ask yourself this: when are you going to give it up? And what steps are you going to take to make sure that you give it up for a lifetime? You see, these are hard questions, but these hard questions will lead you to way better results in your financial environment. If you are ready to give up your limiting beliefs, if you are ready to start replacing these old, worn out, tired financial beliefs with new, more positive, inspiring financial beliefs, then ask yourself this simple question: do you want to believe that the universe doesn't make mistakes? Now, I know that's a tough question, but I want you to ponder on this. My belief is this: the universe doesn't make mistakes. It knows exactly what to give you at the exact moment, and it will never give you a new idea. It will never give you a new resource one split second too soon or one split second too late. Take a look at the perfection in this universe. The fact that you and I are alive, the fact that you and I can breathe oxygen and consume food and water, and the fact that we're spinning on this rock at thousands of miles per hour and we don't just fly off into outer space, tells me that there's some perfection in the universe. If all of that can happen with perfect order, without really even trying, doesn't it make sense that the universe could support you in creating wealth? Haven't you already experienced this to be true in your life? That exactly when you need something, that perfect person shows up, or that perfect idea, or that perfect resource? It's happened time and time again. So what if you would start to believe that the universe wants to work with you to create wealth? What if all you had to do was shift your mindset, your behaviors, and your environments, and the universe would help you make wealth creation easier? Wouldn't that be a better belief to adopt than the universe is working against you and it wants you to struggle? Try it on for a couple of weeks. Here's something I shared with somebody a long time ago. And trust me, I've been down and out before. There was a time in my life where I actually lived in a bomb shelter. Right? I'll share that story with you in some future date. But I actually lived in a bomb shelter. And within 90 days, my whole life turned around and I moved from the bomb shelter to a beach house. So I promise you this: when you are done doing poor, and that's what I told myself, I said, I've tried poor most of my life. I know what it's like to be poor. I'm going to give wealth a shot. And if I don't like being wealthy, I can always go back to being poor. I know how to do it. So give yourself a shot. Give yourself permission to try on the mindset of the wealthy. Try on the actions and behaviors of the wealthy. Try on the environments of the wealthy. If you don't like it, you can always go back to the old way. So the final question here is, what are the steps you're willing to take in order to make sure that this new financial belief system becomes a permanent part of your life? One way to prove to yourself that you're headed in the right direction is to eliminate anything in your life that is not moving you towards wealth. Things like negative news, people who are psychic vampires, and anything that isn't in alignment with you becoming the best you that you can be. All of those things are distractions from creating the wealth that you deserve. Use the extra time to retrain your brain to perform at its optimum. Listen to positive media every day and take one action to prove that you're a wealth creator. These are all tips and tools to help you create inner wealth and to win the inner game of money.